Hey, this is Mark Moore, aka Tuxedo Mark, at various places on the internet. It's 1:03 p.m. according to a computer clock on Tuesday, March 17, 2015. And this is my review of original Sailor Moon anime episode number 28, Illustrations of Love. Are Usagi and Mamoru getting closer? This episode originally aired in Japan on October 17, 1992. That would be a day before my 14th birthday. Neat. Anyway, okay. This episode, first of all, there's a new Usagi narrative segment. It's kind of funny that the newest previous segment had debuted on episode 26 just 2 episodes ago. It was the episode after Sailor Jupiter arrived. So that lasted all of 2 episodes. Shortest narrative segment run ever. So now we've got a new Usagi narrative segment that explains about collecting the rainbow crystals to get the silver crystal, and also says that there's 4 guardians now and shows all 4 of them. Okay. It's interesting that the English dub says the title, Usagi says the title as a statement instead of a question, even though a question mark is clearly visible on the screen. Yeah, it states that Usagi and Mamoru were getting closer instead of asking it as a question. Okay, so this episode, we move into autumn. It is autumn of 1992. So it roughly in real time again, but it might be lagging a bit behind real time because, as I said, this episode originally aired on October 17th. But we know how long that it's been autumn in the story so far. It's just that this episode is the first mention that it's autumn. Okay, Usagi's at the park. She's all melancholy because there are couples and everything, and she doesn't have anyone. She accidentally drops the moonstick when Naru decides to take her somewhere, and she doesn't even realize it. Luna catches it before it falls in the lake or wherever, and she goes off to find Usagi to give it back to her. So Naru, Umino, and Usagi go to some local hot artists painting exhibition, and I keep forgetting her name, but anyway, Usagi sees Mamoru outside with this girl, and she wants to bust him for cheating on Rei. Okay, so she basically tells Umino to buy her a poster from the artist for good luck and love or whatever, and also to take Naru home, and Umino is excited about it, and he starts vocalizing his thoughts, and it's funny, Naru says, "I'm right here, you know." But anyway, so Usagi goes out to Mamoru, and she's like, busted, and blah blah blah, but really, the girl wants Usagi and Mamoru to pose for her for a painting. It turns out that this is the girl whose exhibition that they were just at. Umino had mentioned something about, despite the glamorous self-portraits, no one really knows what the girl actually looks like. It's a bit of a mystery. She's a recluse. Okay. Here's the thing. When they get to the girl's house, she goes to prepare coffee and tells them to make themselves comfortable. And then Usagi notices the artist's paintings and concludes that, you know, it must be her, and that she asks her about it, and the girl confirms it. Here's the thing. Why did neither Usagi nor Mamoru ask who this girl was when she asked them to pose for her painting? Apparently, Usagi talked Mamoru into agreeing to come along, and they both went over to this girl's house, and neither of them at any time asked her name. Okay, just pointing that out. So after the painting session, Usagi's walking home. Luna comes by and returns the moonstick to her. She offers to give it to someone else if Usagi really doesn't want it. But Usagi's like, that's okay. Later on, she notices the moonstick's going off, and she hears the crash from the artist's house, and she runs there, and Zoiside had turned the girl into a one of the great monsters. At the beginning of the episode, Zoiside had to explain himself to Queen Beryl. He's like, give me one more chance, and Beryl's like, okay, but you know what happens if you fail? And he's like, yes. Okay, so Sailor Moon calls for backup, transforms, and starts kicking butt. When the other Senshi and Luna arrives, Luna actually compliments Usagi on doing a good job so far. So I guess they don't say anything, but I guess this justifies Usagi holding on to the moonstick. Okay. Then Usagi takes off during the battle. She's like, I'll be right back. She goes off after Tuxedo Mask, since she had seen him go off after Zoiside to catch him. Tuxedo Mask demands the crystal from Zoiside. Zoiside says, that's out of the question. Sailor Moon saves Tuxedo Mask from Zoiside's attack. Zoiside throws something at him. Usagi uses Moon Tiara action, which, judging by the visual of how fast that object was going, and then seeing the Moon Tiara action sequence, there's no way that she would have saved Tuxedo Mask from getting hit, but, whatever. So, he says, this time you saved me, and she's like, really? So, she drops the locket, and she's like, and starts playing Moonlight Densetsu, and she's like, oh, I guess this belongs to you. He says, princess, and she says, oh, do you know the princess? Because we've actually been looking for her. And he's like, I don't know where she is, but since you're looking for her, you should hold on to this. So he lets her keep the locket. But then she asks for his crystal. And he says no, he can't hand over. And if he has a chance to steal the crystal from them, then he'll take it. And she's like, oh, that means you are our enemy. And he's like, when it comes to crystals, I suppose I am. And so later on, Usagi and Mamoru come by to the exhibition place because the artist invited them. Oh yeah, by the way, she was healed. In case you were wondering. I might have missed a part, but who got the crystal in this episode? That's gonna bug me now. I want to say that the Senshi got it, but anyway. So she's displaying the painting that she did of Usagi and Mamoru, and Usagi is serenity. She's giving Prince Endymion the locket. There's a blimp in the background too. I think that comes from the first opening theme. I have no idea what the significance of the blimp is, but yeah. Okay. In fact, Usagi showed the unfinished painting to Mamoru at the artist's house, and he had a reaction to it. Obviously, since the artist used to be one of the great monsters, she was probably familiar with Usagi and Mamoru from their past lives as Serenity and Endymion. in this episode, while they were in the painting session, Usagi knows Mamoru is handsome, and Mamoru has some kind of chuckle. He finds Usagi cute when she's upset. So there's a hint that they're getting closer, kinda. Anyway, this is an important episode. 4 rainbow crystals down, 3 to go. Okay, this was the first episode that I watched today, and it's gonna be the only one because I'm running out of alone time to watch. But yeah, I'll see you for the next episode, and it's 1:14 p.m. and that's it. Thanks for watching.